Good afternoon, everybody. We are bringing you live coverage from Ashburton Grove of week one of the Premier League game between Arsenal and Nottingham Forest. Well, Arsenal, who are beginning their new campaign now with new transfers, new faces added to their lineup, including Kai Havertz and Declan Rice and Justin Timber, are added to the Arsenal lineup. And a total amount of €231.6 million spent on this Arsenal team to try to push them towards the Premier League campaign. Of course, Nottingham Forest had that dramatic game in the penultimate game of last season, beating Arsenal 1-0 at the City Ground and denying Arsenal the Premier League title whilst also securing their own Premier League status. For Nottingham Forest, well, they've added some faces as well. Anthony Elanga, €17.5 million from Manchester United. Chris Wood signed on a permanent deal at 17 million. And Matt Turner has been added this week as from Arsenal, 8.15 million, and he is starting today. Ola Ayana starts also today. He's added on a free from Torino. Now there is some additional news. The match has been delayed by 30 minutes. And we're not sure exactly what the reason is, but it has been delayed for 30 minutes. So what we're going to do at this point is I'm going to bring in Luke Turton here, my co-commentator, in just a moment. But before that, I'm just going to run through the starting lineups, starting with Arsenal, who are managed by Mikel Arteta. They have Aaron Ramsdale in goal, Justin Timber, William Saliba, Ben White, and Thomas Partey are the back four. Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, the captain, are the three in midfield. And the front line is Gabriel Martinelli, Eddie Nketiah, and Bukayo Saka. For Nottingham Forest, who are managed by Steve Cooper, of course, Matt Turner in goal, Scott McKenna, Joe Worrell, the captain, Willie Bolly, and Ola Ayana makes his debut today for Nottingham Forest, his league debut. Orel Mangala, Ryan Yates, and Serge Aurier. Morgan Gibbs White, Brennan Johnson, and Danilo make up the starting lineup for Nottingham Forest. No place for new boy Anthony Elanga. He's on the bench. And Taiwo Awoniyi is unable to shake off an ankle injury. He's also on the bench. And we're just going to run through the substitutes, and then I'm going to bring in Luke to explain why the kickoff is delayed. But the substitutes for Arsenal, the goalkeeper Karl Hein, Gabriel, Jacob Kiwior, Takahiro Tomiyasu, Emil Smith-Rowe, Jorginho, Fabio Vieira, and Leandro Trossard and Reece Nelson. For Nottingham Forest, Ethan Horvath is the substitute goalkeeper. Nico Williams, Musa Niakate, Chekaku Kuyate, Lewis O'Brien, Remo Freuler, Taiwo Awoniyi on the bench today. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday to him. Chris Wood and Anthony Elanga make up the substitutes for Nottingham Forest. Luke, perhaps you can explain to us why this game has been delayed.
Yeah, apparently it's been delayed by till 1 p.m. due to a ticket system issue. So I'm guessing that a lot of fans still can't get into the ground, so they've delayed it for half an hour to try and get them into the ground.
That would explain it, Luke. The ground is very empty by the looks of it on my pictures. There's a lot of fans outside the stadium. So what we'll do just for the time being, and we will take a short break, but what we'll do for the time being is, Luke, I'd like to know what your keys to the game are today. I'd like to know where you see the victory, where Arsenal are going to be able to gain the victory today. Where do you see Arsenal getting the victory today?
Well, Arsenal have obviously got a lot of really quality players, especially down the sides with Martinelli and Saka. If they can penetrate through Forest's kind of wider areas and get balls across, then they might have a better chance of penetrating through that back line of Forest. I think also they've got fairly strong defence, give or take the fact that they're not playing a lot of players in their natural positions today, but still they are really top class players. And they've also got Aaron Ramsdale in goal. So I think really Arsenal can basically dominate all over. It's just how they can actually execute that.
and Nottingham Forest. Luke, where do you see Nottingham Forest being able to penetrate this wall-like Arsenal defence?
Well, I think there's a few players. Gibbs White, Johnson, Danilo can all interchange and cause a bit of a headache for the opposition teams that Forest come up against. Also, Serge Aurier and Ola Aina, the pace down our sides. If Forest can pin back Arsenal, then you know anything can happen.
I think I was saying to you before the game, Luke, that I was really surprised that Anthony Elanga wasn't starting today. Do you see him making an appearance today?
With Anthony Elanga, I think Forest are trying to tire out the back line with Johnson, Gibbs White, and Danilo, and then they can bring on the likes of Taylor, who's only coming back from an injury, and Danilo, Elanga, sorry, off the bench to then just get in behind, and it's an opposition's worst nightmare. If you've spent like half an hour, 70 minutes basically defending against Johnson, Gibbs White, and Danilo, the last thing you want to see is Taylor and Elanga coming off the bench.
Yeah, that's true. Tewo, of course, got the winning goal in that match at the City Ground back in May, and secured Nottingham Forest another season in the Premier League. Um, Luke, you know a lot about Nottingham Forest. Can, can I ask you, where do you see Nottingham Forest finishing this season? Do you think that they need to add a little bit more in the transfer window before the deadline, or do you think they've got a team here that's capable of maintaining their Premier League status, maybe building on last season?
Yeah, I think 14th is probably about right. And we finished, I think, it's 16th last season, so that's like two places above. So, but yeah, we need to add more. We're always looking to add more, but in a sense, I think centrally we're a bit light because obviously we've got Broiler and Kuyate, who are very experienced players. But if you want energy, we've just got Danilo, Mangala, Yates, and that's about it. I think up front we could really do with another option. At the end of the day, if we had to go with this side, then yeah, I'd be happy with that too.
All right. Well, while we're waiting and before we take a break, we might as well just look at the head-to-head meetings between these two grand sides. They've actually met each other 103 times. Arsenal have won 52 times, and Nottingham Forest have won 29 times. There has been 22 draws. The first meeting was on October the 22nd, 1904, in League Division One at the Manor Ground in Plumstead. 20,000 watched Woolwich Arsenal lose 3-0 to Nottingham Forest that day. The news events of that time on April the 5th, the first international rugby league match is played between England and another nation's national team, Welsh and Scottish players specifically, at Central Park, Wigan. On April the 27th, the Australian Labour Party under Prime Minister Chris Watson becomes the first Labour government in the world. And in terms of Nottingham Forest's record here, against Arsenal on the road at both Highbury and Ashburton Grove has been pretty wretched. The last time Forest won at Arsenal was 34 years ago on March the 11th in 1989 when Brian Clough's Nottingham Forest won 3-1 at Highbury. And the league record for Nottingham Forest against Arsenal within the last 20 matches stands at 4 wins, 11 losses, and 5 draws. So, Luke, just some final thoughts on this game. We're going to take a short break here in just a moment. Can I get a prediction from you for today?
Uh, Realistically, I can only see it going one way, and I'm gonna say 2-0 Arsenal.
2-0 Arsenal. Okay. All right. Well, what we're going to do here now, we're just going to take a short break. Kickoff has been delayed until 1 p.m. So we are just going to take a short break now, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes' time. Welcome back, everybody. So, as you may have heard, if you joined us a little bit late, as you can see on your screen, the match has been delayed till 1 p.m. UK time. This is due to a ticketing issue at Ashburton Grove. The fans are still coming into the stadium now. It's by no means full. There's still a lot of fans outside. We are still scheduled for a 1 p.m. kickoff. So, I'm just going to go through another game that's going on today with you. And you can listen to this game on Commentary Hub 1, JB Sports, and Storm FM. It's the Women's World Cup quarter-final, and England's women are taking on Colombia, and the score is 1-1 there right now. A goal from Santos on 44 minutes gave Colombia the lead. Hemp equalised for England just before half time in stoppage time, and that's all knotted up at 1. You can listen to that on Commentary Hub 1, JB Sports, and Storm FM. As the Arsenal fans still streaming into the stadium. The other result in the Women's World Cup quarter final today was Australia beat France 1-0, and the winners of the England and Colombia game will meet Australia in the semi finals. Other games going on today in the Premier League. Today, week 1 of the Premier League, of course. Bournemouth will take on West Ham. Brighton and Hove Albion have Luton Town. Everton take on Fulham. Sheffield United play Crystal Palace. And the evening kickoff is Newcastle United versus Aston Villa. In the Sky Bet Championship, we already have one game going on right now, and that is Middlesbrough. That is Coventry and Middlesbrough, and Coventry have taken the lead there. They lead 1-0 with Godden, his goal on 11 minutes. The other games today in the Championship are Birmingham versus Leeds at 3 p.m. Cardiff versus QPR, Huddersfield Town versus Leicester, Hull versus Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich versus Stoke, Millwall versus Bristol City, Preston North End versus Sunderland, Rotherham take on Blackburn Rovers today, Southampton versus Norwich, Watford versus Plymouth, and West Brom versus Swansea. We already have one result from the Premier League yesterday. Newly promoted Burnley had the Goliath task of taking on Manchester City, and the champions ran out 3-0 winners with 2 goals from Erling Haaland and 1 from Rodrigo. Just going to bring Luke back in. And Luke, I just want to discuss some of Nottingham Forest's next few games, as the fans are still streaming in here. You have your first home game on Friday next against Sheffield United. Where do you see that going?
Well, honestly, I don't have a clue because I'm not quite sure how the first game's going to end. So it all depends on what shape we're in and what um what the injury situation is going into the game. There's a lot of kind of factors to it. So really, until everyone's played their first game, you can't really comment on the second game.
Well, aside from Sheffield United, you also have sandwiched in the middle of Burnley, which is definitely a winnable game for Forest. There's Manchester United away, Chelsea away, and of course Manchester City away. Those are very difficult tasks, very difficult games. Do you see Forest getting anything from any of those games? And if so, where do you see it coming from?
You always have to believe in Nottingham Forest's ability in getting something out of any game. Like, we spring surprises everywhere. But by no means am I saying, oh, yeah, we're going to go out and we're going to claim a stupid amount of points. But yeah, I couldn't tell you where we're going to get them from. But at the same time, I'm not concerned with the schedule. You have to play everybody twice, and this is the order we're playing them in. It's just an order. You got to take the psychology out of it. You're just playing a football game. You've got to go out and win.
You also in pre-season Nottingham Forest have had some, I would say, poor results. But do you take any serious? I know some managers do. Some managers do take these pre-season games very seriously in terms of how well the team is prepared for the forthcoming season. With regards to Nottingham Forest pre-season, do you hold any significance in some of those results? I mean, the 5-0 loss to Rennes, 2-0 loss to Leeds. Do you take any serious? Do you take that into any kind of serious context going into the season?
No, absolutely not. It's pre-season. It's just about fitness. It's about getting players up to speed and just playing games. At the end of the day, you could lose 7-0 and it's like, yeah, disappointing whilst you're watching it. But as long as they've learned something and they can take it into actual Premier League game situations and not do it in the league, your best bet is to get out of it without any real kind of injuries or anything like that, really.
All right. Well, the players are in the tunnel right now, and Nottingham Forest are wearing their change strip today. In fact, the white shirts with the blue stripes, very similar to, not quite the same design, but very similar in color to the Argentinian squad, the Argentinian jersey. It's a very interesting design, Luke. Do you like that away shirt? Do you like it?
Well, our away shirt last year was yellow with the kind of blue, so we emulated Brazil. Now we're emulating Argentina. We're also signing players from South America. Are we just trying to be a South American club in England?
Well, that might well be true, but well, if you can play like Brazil or you can play like Argentina, I got to tell you, Nottingham Forest will have a pretty successful season if that's the case. Uh, we're just going to go through the team lineups one more time, and we'll start with Arsenal, managed, of course, by Mikel Arteta. They have Aaron Ramsdale in goal. Justin Timmer, William Saliba, Ben White, and Thomas Partey are your back four for Arsenal. Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, and Martin Odegaard, the captain, the three in midfield. Gabriel Martinelli, Eddie Nketiah, Bukayo Saka are the three on the front line for Arsenal. For Nottingham Forest, of course, managed by Steve Cooper. Matt Turner in goal, making his debut today against his former team at Ashburton Grove. Bit of a baptism of fire for him. Scott McKenna, Joe Worrell, and Willie Bolly are the three centre backs. Joe Worrell, the captain. The four across midfield, Ola Eina, Orel Mangala, Ryan Yates, and Serge Aurier. Expect them to get forward as the game goes on. Morgan Gibbs White, Brennan Johnson, and Danilo are the front line for Nottingham Forest. For Arsenal, we have Carl Hine, the substitute goalkeeper, Gabriel, Jacob Kiwior, Takahiro Tomiyasu, Emil Smith Rowe, Jorginho, Fabio Vieira, Leandro Trossard, and Reece Nelson. For Nottingham Forest, it's Ethan Horvath, Nico Williams, Musa Niakate, Chikaku Kuyate, Lewis O'Brien, Remo Freuler, Taiwo Awonyi, Chris Wood, and Anthony Alanga. Our referee today is Michael Oliver. Michael Oliver is 38 and is from Ashington, Northumberland. Michael Oliver is the youngest referee to be appointed to the PGMOL select group of referees, and he actually received his FIFA badge in 2012. Last season, he refereed in 44 games in all competitions. He showed 146 yellow cards, 2 red cards, and 18 penalties as a whole. 11 of those was in the Premier League. He's joined on the lines by Stuart Burt and Dan Cook. Darren Bond is the fourth official. Jared Gillett is in VAR alongside Darren Kahn. Well, we spoke yesterday about this, Luke. You had some interesting thoughts on Jared Gillett in the VAR. You had some concerns about that. You want to tell us a bit about that?
Uh, I just I just don't particularly rate many of the referees. I think majority of them are incompetent, and Jared Gillett's just another one.
Well, that's very straightforward. Well, just to update you on some of the other games that's going on around Europe today, the French league begins today, Ligue 1. 4 p.m. kickoff, Marseille take on Reims. And at 8 p.m. UK time, Paris Saint-Germain take on Laurier. And also in La Liga, La Liga, Real Sociedad take on Girona. That's at 4 p.m. La Palmas takes on Mallorca. That is uh, at 6:30 UK time, and Atletico Bilbao take on Real Madrid at 8:30 UK time. The players are just gathering around the centre circle. What we are going to do here in a moment's time is the players will take the knee for the first game of the season in the ongoing fight against racism, not just in football, but in wider society. There is no room for racism. Just before they take the knee, Nottingham Forest, of course, as I mentioned earlier, in their chain strip of white shirt with the blue stripes, blue shorts, blue socks, they will be attacking the goal to our left. Arsenal will be in their famous red and white jerseys, white shorts, white socks. Uh, and the players take the knee now. And to applause around Ashburton Grove. And we get the game underway. And Nottingham Forest will, as I mentioned earlier, will be attacking the goal to our left today. And it's picked up at the back by Worrell. Worrell launches the ball forward. Just chasing this one is Morgan Gibbs-White, but he's just knocked away from the ball by Timmer. Gibbs-White's on the ball now. He just drops the ball back there to Yates, but the ball is almost knocked out of play. Eventually, it does go out of play. It's going to be a throw into Arsenal, level with their own 6-yard box. And already you can see the crowd now are finally inside, and it's looking pretty full. This stadium, Luke. Early thoughts, positive start by Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, Forest have had a decent start. They've tried to take the game into Arsenal a little bit, but just a free kick taken by Ramsdale now.
All right, so we've Aaron Ramsdale launches the ball right-footed downfield, chasing up that one with the header is Bolly, and the ball is knocked on but cleared away and just headed on now. And here's Odegaard. Oh, he's just not able to control it, Martin Odegaard, and it is now picked up by Ayara, and Odegaard wins the ball back. It's dropped right back here now to Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey just over the halfway line, drops it to Bukayo Saka. Saka running at the Nottingham Forest defence here. They're really going to have to watch Bukayo Saka today. He drops it back to Thomas Partey. And the ball back to Ben White is a poor one, but sends Ben White chasing that ball back, really. Saliba now just inside the centre circle for Arsenal. He's just got a bit of space in front of him, and he just plays the ball forward there to Nketiah. Nketiah drops it back to Ben White. And Ben White now sends the ball to Thomas Partey. Expect Thomas Partey to get forward for long periods of this game. And it's played forward by White, and chasing it now is Bukayo Saka into the penalty area. He crosses the ball in, and Willy Bolly gets on the end of that and knocks it out of play. It's going to be a throw in to to Arsenal, and here's Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey gives the ball there to Declan Rice. To Ben White, and it's now with Saliba. Back to Ben White. White. Back to Saliba. Inside the centre circle. He drops the ball over onto the far side there to Timmer. Timmer drops the ball back to... Just not quite sure who that is over there. Anyway, it's dropped back to William Saliba. Saliba to Ben White. White gives the ball to Odegaard just over the halfway line. And it's back with Ben White. And it's played to Bukayo Saka. Saka. Back to White. Patient build-up by Arsenal. Here's William Saliba. And Saliba plays the ball now down this side to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard to Bukayo Saka, running again at the Nottingham Forest defence at Ayala. Good challenge there. Oh, that's a fine tackle there by Ayana. And it gives Arsenal the first corner of the game, but Bukayo Saka running at Ayana there. But it's a really excellent challenge, Luke.
Yeah, so far, Olaina's been able to keep up with Bukayo Saka. I think it's going to be an interesting battle to follow that one during the game. See how, when Aina starts to tire, how Saka and Aina battle it out.
Corner now to be taken by Bukayo Saka. Looks like he's going to in-swing it. The referee, Michael Oliver, has just held things up a little bit. And he's having a word with Morgan Gibbs-White and Ben White. and the goalkeeper Matt Turner is also making life difficult for Ben White in the 6-yard box there. The corner is going to be taken now as Morgan Gibbs White and Ben White are sort of tied up again, and Saka is going to now eventually get the opportunity to take the corner. And Arsenal have loaded up that 6-yard box. Just waiting again. Here we go. The corner is swung in and it's just headed behind again. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. Just headed behind there. And the corner will be taken again by Bukayo Saka. As we look at once again this battle between White and Morgan Gibbs White. Corner to be taken by Bukayo Saka one more time. And it's going to be swung in. So it's not as good this time. It's headed away and cleared away by out of play there by Bolly. And the throw in is going to be taken, and it's going to be about midway inside the Nottingham Forest half of the field. And there is Mikel Arteta. And throw-in is taken quickly, and it's taken by Thomas Partey. It's given to Ben White, and across to Declan Rice here. Declan Rice just slips the ball down the near side, and it's back now with William Saliba in the centre circle. He drops the ball down the right-hand side to Thomas Partey, who gives the ball to Bukayo Saka. Right in front of him is Ayana again. This time he chooses to pass the ball, but it's a wayward pass by Bukayo Saka, but it's won back by by Arsenal, and Declan Rice has given the ball to William Saliba again. Saliba gives the ball to Declan Rice. Rice down this side to Thomas Partey. Partey drop back to Ben White. And Ben White just drops the ball to Odegaard. Odegaard gives the ball to Declan Rice. Back to White. It's a patient build-up. Oh, nice ball by Ben White. And cutting across there is Kai Havertz. Havertz is under pressure. It's actually Martinelli. And it's McKenna who tracked Martinelli, but Martinelli appeared to be in an offside position, and it's going to be a free kick to Nottingham Forest. So Arsenal patient build-up, dominating possession early on, Luke.
Yeah, that was a good run from Martinelli, and if it was probably just about offside, but end of the day, Forest need to watch for that. They need to watch where the runs are coming from because we can't just sit in and hope that they're not going to make any runs.
Yeah, this is what Arsenal are good at. The front line at Arsenal, they're very good at locating spaces, intelligent runs by the players. Martinelli, normally Jesus as well, and Bukayo Saka. They're really good at finding those spaces. It's a throw into Arsenal, and Thomas Partey is going to take that. It's thrown it to Ben White, and it's across to William Saliba as Arsenal maintain possession at the moment. Forest defending quite deep right now, but they've so far put up a very good defensive line against this impressive Arsenal team. And here's Thomas Partey. Partey finds Bukayo Saka down the right-hand side as Ayana once again is in front of him. But Bukayo Saka gets away. Oh, he tries to slip the ball through there to Nketiah, but it goes through to Matt Turner in the in the Forest goal. And, well, it was a good idea by Bukayo Saka, but the execution just wasn't there, Luke.
Yeah, brilliant idea, just not very well executed from Saka.
Willy Bolly clears the ball forward. And across there is Saliba. And it comes off, not quite sure who that is, but it comes off an Arsenal player and goes out for a throw-in. Maybe Timmer, actually, that came off, and it's going to be a throw-in to Nottingham Forest. Just looking at Brennan Johnson, who's being closely marked by Saliba today. It's an unenviable task for Brennan Johnson, who last season had put up some pretty impressive numbers. His first season in the Premier League, and his performances last season, he had 8 goals and 3 assists. And so he's had a pretty good season. He's had some interest from other teams as well. Here's Thomas Partey.
Don't let him run.
Thomas Partey just slips the ball to Bukayo Saka. And Saka just drops the ball to Ben White. Ben White And it's forward to Eddie Nketiah. Nketiah drops the ball back to White. White again down this side to Bukayo Saka. He's got Ayana in front of him, but he decides to go back this time to Saka to White. Cross to Saliba over on the far side to Timmer. And he's got Martinelli overlapping. And here is Kai Havertz. And the ball is played forward here now to Odegaard, to Bukayo Saka. Saka attacking the Nottingham Forest penalty area. Crosses the ball in, and there's the header from Nketiah, and it's over and wide. The first real sight at goal there for Arsenal, Luke, but the header there, just couldn't direct it towards goal.
Yeah, Saka's check back got Aina all a bit, ends up, and the ball came in, but nobody could really get the right side of it to get it back across Matt Turner in the Forest goal. So, first real scare for Forest.
Well, we've got a goal kick now for Nottingham Forest. We have 10 minutes gone here. It is Arsenal 0, Nottingham Forest 0 in week 1 of the Premier League season. And the ball is out of play. It's going to be a throw into Nottingham Forest, and it's going to be taken by Serge Aurier. Or not, Serge Aurier moves away, and Willy Bolly is going to go up and take this. It's about 15 yards inside the Arsenal half of the field. As we look again at the Arsenal fans, the sunshine is out at Ashburton Grove. And here's Odegaard. It's challenged in the air by Aurier. It's cleared away by Ben White. And just at the back there, it's headed on. And the ball breaks loose. And here's a chance for Johnson. Johnson, can he score? Oh, he knocks it over the crossbar. What a chance for Brennan Johnson. Oh, you cannot afford to miss chances like that when you are presented with those opportunities. Oh, just look at this again. It was headed on by Bolly. Brennan Johnson was offside anyway, I think, but not Brennan Johnson. No, Brennan Johnson was onside, and he got inside one-on-one with Aaron Ramsdale, and he launches it over the crossbar. Luke, can't afford to miss chances like that.
That was a bad miss, but we move on. Like he probably should have got over the ball, but yeah, probably thought about lobbing him, but yeah.
Well, we nearly had a shot. Nottingham Forest lead. They've not really had much of an attacking sense in this game so far, but that chance was presented to Brennan Johnson on a plate, but unable to finish it. It's going to be a throw into Arsenal midway inside the Forest half. Throw in taken quickly, and it's dropped back to Timmer. Timmer, he gives it to Ben White. Ben White. He's got some options available. He's inside the centre circle. It's with Saliba. And it's played quickly to Havertz and then on to Declan Rice, but that's won back by Willy Bolly. But it's given away to Odegaard, but Bolly is considered to be fouled, and it's going to be a free kick. As Michael Oliver blows his whistle rather. You're listening to Alternative Commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Commentary Services is the official player of the match sponsor on the hub, and Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports and Storm FM. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can follow us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub, and you can follow us on Twitter as well at Commentary Live 1. And so we just look again at an offside there with Eddie Nketiah. Looks just in an offside position. A clash with Matt Turner. Matt Turner's just about getting to his feet. Looks a little bit groggy, but he seems to be okay to take the goal kick, and he launches it right-footed downfield. It's just the header won there by Ben White. It's flicked on. White will have another opportunity here if he's going to go back to Aaron Ramsdale, and Aaron Ramsdale just plays it across to Saliba. Saliba just coming outside of his own penalty area now. He gives it to Thomas Partey. And just looking at what options he's got available. Partey gives the ball back to Saliba. And back to Thomas Partey. He's going to look for the options down this side. He finds Bukayo Saka, of course. He's got Ayana in front of him, but Saka gives the ball to Ben White, and Ayana just knocks that ball out of play for a corner. I think right now this battle between Ayana and Bukayo Saka is certainly very interesting. At the moment, I think Ayana is marshalling Saka very, very well. It's going to be a corner to Arsenal. It's a third corner of the game. And Bukayo Saka is going to launch this one in, and Nketiah's in there. Partey's in there, White's in there, all crowded in that 6-yard box. It's swung in. Again, it's not the best corner by Bukayo Saka, but he's going to get another chance. He drops it to Odegaard. Back to Saka. Saka holds the ball up and he's going to swing it in, but it's blocked again by Ayana. Doing an excellent job there, making his debut today for Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. He was signed on a free from Torino. It's back with Ben White. Ben White just looking for options in front of him. And he just pulls the ball back to Saliba, who seems to be occupying this position in the centre circle, almost like a quarterback in American football. And it's now picked up by Martinelli. Declan Rice. Declan Rice gives the ball to Saliba. Saliba just plays the ball forward to Kai Havertz. Havertz turns, gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard into the penalty area now. Needs to be careful with the defending here because there's a little bit of pushing going on. And it's dropped back there to White, and White gives it to Saliba as Arsenal putting on the pressure here. Saliba, he gave the ball away there. Brennan Johnson just got a foot on it, but Ben White is there covering that, gets there before Brennan Johnson. And here's Ben White now. Back in his own half of the field. It's back with Saliba. Forward to Havertz. Havertz drops it back. Down on the far side to Martinelli. Martinelli running now at Serge Aurier, but he drops it back. And it's with Saliba. Saliba just gives the ball to Ben White. White, looking at what options are available. Back to Saliba. Saliba over on the far side there to Timmer. And just cleared away by Bolly, but Arsenal still have the ball. And it's Ben White. White plays the ball forward to Odegaard. Back to Partey. Back to Odegaard. Odegaard chips the ball in. He's looking for Kai Havertz. That's a good header there. And Brennan Johnson gives the ball there. And it's forward to... it's Brennan Johnson has the ball now. It was looking for the number 24 Aurier. And the ball is breaking forward now for Arsenal. And here's Kai Havertz. And it's dropped forward here to Martinelli. Martinelli's challenged there, and it's going to be a free kick. And Ryan Yates is adjudged to have committed the foul there. It's midway inside the Nottingham Forest half, and it's taken quickly by Thomas Partey. Over on the far side to Martinelli, who slips the ball to Declan Rice. And it's back there to Havertz. Havertz, his ball back to Timmer is a poor one, forcing Timmer to go back and chase the ball. And here's Ben White. White drops the ball down this near side to Bukayo Saka. He gives the ball back to White. It's back with Saliba now. Arsenal just maintaining possession very, very well in this first half. It's Saka again. And it's Ben White. White just holding the ball up. There's not a lot of press from Nottingham Forest here. They're quite happy to sit back and let Arsenal have the ball. Here's Thomas Partey. And Partey across the middle of the park. He then sends the ball out wide to Bukayo Saka. He's got Ayana in front of him again. And that's a good challenge that time by McKenna. Just intercepts that pass by Bukayo Saka, but it only goes as far as Saliba. As Arsenal continue to maintain possession. Odegaard, Willie Bolly tries to come away with the ball, but it goes out of play. And it's going to be a throw-in. And it's just a look at Mikel Arteta there. And it's 19 minutes gone here. It's Arsenal 0, Nottingham Forest 0. And we just have a slight delay in the game as throw-in is now ready to be taken. And it's taken by McKenna. 87% possession in this first half for Nottingham Forest, but in each side have only had one attempt and nothing on goal as of yet. So with all that possession, Arsenal haven't really been able to do much with it so far. Here's Timmer. He drops the ball over on the far side to Martinelli. Martinelli finds Kai Havertz. Back to Timmer. He tries to get the cross in, but it's blocked. Back again to Timmer, and he's in an offside position. And it's going to be a free kick to Nottingham Forest. So, despite all the possession, Luke, Arsenal really haven't created much, have they?
I think they're finding it hard to get through Forest low block. Again, we look at this Johnson chance. He's trying to get it into the top corner and just basically spins it in the opposite direction into the crowd. Um, but really, neither side have had that much in and around the actual box. Forest struggling to retain possession, and Arsenal doing very well retaining possession, but creating absolutely nothing so far.
And it's going to be a throw-in level with the Arsenal penalty area, and it looks like it's going to be Justin Timmer that's taking the throw-in for Arsenal. We're approaching the 20-minute mark here at Ashburton Grove. It's Arsenal 0, Nottingham Forest 0, and Timmer has stolen a good almost 10 yards there. And it's now back with Aaron Ramsdale. Ramsdale plays the ball to Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey under pressure there from Morgan Gibbs-White, but Thomas Partey moves away with the ball now, and he's got a bit of space in front of him. Finds Martin Odegaard. Odegaard turns away from Mangala, and it's back with Ben White. And now over on the far side to Timmer and to Martinelli. Martinelli cuts inside. He gives the ball to Thomas Partey, edge of the penalty area, but Partey was caught between a shot and a cross. And in the end, it just goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. And it's released quickly. And here is Willy Bolly. Bolly slips it to Yates, and Yates goes all the way back to Matt Turner in the Arsenal goal. And it just goes behind there now, and Turner seems to be a little bit confused as there was some issue there. We just look at that again. Turner, yes, he delayed a little bit on his taking of that release of that ball, and Eddie Nketiah almost got the touch that put that ball into the net. But it'll in fact be a goal kick, which Matt Turner will take. He'll get a better opportunity to clear it downfield, and a bit of a delay by Matt Turner there, almost costly, Luke.
Yeah, there was no movement from anybody in front of him though, and I think that was his point. Somebody needs to make a run so he can play the ball. And in the end, he took too long and it hit Nketiah, went out for a goal kick. The resulting goal kick then went straight up towards Gibbs White, and we lost the ball.
And here's Thomas Partey from that, and he gives the ball to Ben White. Ben White just in the centre circle. I feel there's a lack of press from Nottingham Forest in this first half. They're giving Arsenal too much time on the ball, in my opinion. Here's Justin Timmer, and he gives the ball to Kai Havertz, who drops it to Martinelli. Martinelli drops the ball back to Timmer, and he gives it to William Saliba. As once again, Forest standing off Arsenal at the moment. And it's with Ben White. White just lifts the ball over to Bukayo Saka, who was chasing that down. It was just a bit too far away from Bukayo Saka. Saka is quick, but not that quick. And it goes through to Matt Turner, as Matt Turner just discussing some things with Joe Worrell there. The ball is launched out long to Willy Bolly. Bolly plays the ball forward, and Serge Aurier is dispossessed. And it's going to be won back by Arsenal. And here's Ben White in the centre circle. And here's Saliba. Saliba over to Timmer. Timmer drops it back to Saliba. And Saliba gives the ball to Declan Rice. Declan Rice cross the field to Ben White, and Saliba again and again. Arsenal just given license to pass the ball and keep possession of the ball, and there just appears to be a real lack. I mean, the statistics for passes, completed passes, is 180 to Arsenal, 30 to Nottingham Forest. And I'm going to get Luke's thoughts on this in a moment, but here's Thomas Partey. And the ball is launched forward there, and he finds Martinelli, gives it back to Kai Havertz. Havertz, this time it's blocked by him, and it's almost won back there by Danilo, but Arsenal win the ball back, and it's Odegaard. Odegaard just slips the ball there through to Thomas Partey, who gives it to Bukayo Saka. Saka cuts the ball back and gives it to Ben White. White pulls the ball back there to William Saliba. Saliba plays the ball across to Timmer. Timmer gives it to Declan Rice. Rice plays the ball forward to Partey, and it's down this near side. Partey gives the ball back to Saka. Saka with a shot. Oh, good block. Excellent block that time by Mangala, but it comes back now to Bukayo Saka. Saka gets the cross in, but it's blocked by McKenna, and it goes behind for a corner. And Nottingham Forest continue to have pressure put on their defence, and Arsenal knocking on the door here. It's going to be a corner to which Bukayo Saka will take. And with 25 minutes gone, it's Arsenal 0, Nottingham Forest 0. We are going to get Luke's thoughts in a moment just after this corner. Bukayo Saka is going to in-swing this one. And again, crowded 6-yard box. It's flicked on there and it's bouncing around in the penalty area. Headed on there by Saliba. It comes back out to the edge of the area to Martinelli. Martinelli just trying to bring that ball under control, under the watchful eye of Danilo. But Martinelli tries to get away, but it's Eddie Nketiah in the penalty area. And Nketiah with a shot, and he scores! It's 1-0 to Arsenal, and that has been coming from minute one. And he cut inside the penalty area, did Eddie Nketiah, and he gave Arsenal the 1-goal lead. And, well, it is not entirely surprising. And Luke, talk us through that goal, would you please?
Well, as soon as you got past that right-hand side and Aurier and Worrell on that side, I just knew it was going to be a goal because we're sitting in that shape and they broke through the shape of Danilo and Aurier, and everybody gets pulled across again, and Nketiah just hits it. There's no there's no sense of anybody actually keeping the organized shape we've had for the first 25 minutes. It was just, we'll come across, oh, Worrell panics, and then it goes straight through Matt Turner into the net. To be honest, what you were saying about the pressing, I kind of agree to an extent that we're not pressing enough, but in a sense, I think whilst it was 0-0, we were trying to keep that organised shape, hard to break through it. And the left hand side, we got it nailed. It was just the right hand side that's a problem.
Well, Eddie Nketiah's goal, it did take a deflection off Joe Worrell along the way, which helped take it past Matt Turner. But Nottingham Forest are now behind, and it might help open the game up a little bit, Luke. We got some comments in the comment section. Rido Hunter has said, I literally just caught that. And he says hello to Russ. And yeah, you hadn't missed anything until that moment, Rido. It's Arsenal leading by 1-0. Despite the pressure, Arsenal really didn't create that much. Forest remained organised at the back, but now they're going to have to try to press forward now if they want to try to get something from this game. Arsenal, though, have the ball back. And here's Martinelli, and he drops it to Declan Rice across to Thomas Partey. And Thomas Partey just gives it to William Saliba. Arsenal leading by 1-0 now. And here is Bukayo Saka. He's got Ayana in front of him, and Bukayo Saka goes down under the challenge by Ayana. And we have our first yellow card of the game, and it's to Ola Ayana, and it's on 28 minutes. Yellow card. And a free kick to Arsenal. You agree with that, Luke? Yellow card or no?
First real challenge of the game, I suppose. But yeah, I think the rest have got a bit tougher on challenges now, haven't they?
Yeah, that's true. Thomas Partey just drops the ball back to William Saliba. Saliba to Declan Rice. Rice across to Timmer. Timmer just plays the ball across to Martinelli. It's looking for Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz unable to control it, and the ball breaks loose now as Nottingham Forest can break away. But it's given away by Mangala, and it's going to be Arsenal who win the ball back now with Martin Odegaard. He gives it to Bukayo Saka. Saka. It's got he's got a couple of options in the box. He plays the ball across to Odegaard, who dummies the ball, and it finds Thomas Partey. But that's a good challenge by Brennan Johnson. Arsenal have lost the ball. It broke loose to Mangala for a moment there, and there is a foul and a free kick for the foul on McKenna. So 29 minutes gone. It's Arsenal 1, Nottingham Forest nil, and you are listening to Alternative Commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Commentary Services is the official player of the match sponsor on the Hub. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports and Storm FM. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. Here's Thomas Partey. Declan Rice just drops the ball back to Ben White now. Ben White. He's almost midway inside his own half of the field, and he just gives it to William Saliba as the Arsenal now will patiently move forward. Here is Timmer. Cross the ball to Martinelli. Martinelli drops it back to Timmer, who gives it to Declan Rice. And here's William Saliba. Saliba to Ben White. And Ben White gives it to Saliba again, and White gets the ball back. He's giving it to Odegaard. Odegaard cuts across the field, as you just see in the bottom of the picture there. Steve Cooper just out to the edge of his technical area, issuing instructions. And here is Thomas Partey. He gives the ball to Saliba. Saliba on the far side to Declan Rice, but that's a good challenge and intercepted there by Mangala, but it's won back by Arsenal. And it's Kai Havertz who drops the ball to Timmer. Timmer plays the ball forward. It's Kai Havertz again. He's got a bit of space in front of him. Plays the ball across looking for Nketiah, but that's a good challenge by Joe Worrell. Vital challenge there, Luke, by Joe Worrell.
Yeah, he had to get there, and I think that's the benefit of the back three. That Worrell can be a bit further across, but I've also been thinking in the past 5-10 minutes, would it be better for Forest to go to a back four and kind of push a bit further up and put Johnson out wide right? Because at the minute, Forest are just sitting there and just taking everything still.
Yeah, it's a corner right now to Arsenal with Martinelli. It's their fifth corner of the game. It's swung in. It's touched in by Declan Rice. Here's an opportunity. Nketiah goes down. And Arsenal Nottingham Forest win the ball back. And just trying to break away there, but dispossessed is Morgan Gibbs-White. And here is Saka. Saka gets a shot away. Oh, outstanding! That is absolutely outstanding by Bukayo Saka. Oh, my word. Luke Turton, your thoughts, please.
What a goal. Just what... You've just got to stand and admire Bukayo Saka. Like, as soon as he gets inside Ola Aina and hits that shot, there's nothing even Matt Turners could have done with that shot. Absolutely brilliant. We didn't really get an interception in the way. He gets past Mangala and just smashes it. It's just smashed. Nobody really closes the ball down either. I mean, McKenna tries towards the end, but yeah, amazing shot. Forest 2-0 down. They really now need to look at changing their shape because otherwise they're just going to get picked and picked and picked off. It's going to be embarrassing.
Well, they are indeed getting picked off at the moment, but I don't think there is anything that can be done about a goal like that. It was just picked up on the edge of the penalty area and it was curled. A finish that is of world-class quality. And if you are listening to this game but not watching, please take the time to watch that goal later on, because I tell you, it is a delight to watch as Nottingham Forest get the game back underway. And here's Bolly. Gives the ball to McKenna. McKenna plays the ball forward, and it's to nobody. And Thomas Partey just clears it up at the back and gives it to Aaron Ramsdale. What a goal! So you feel at the moment, Luke, that this game may be getting away from Nottingham Forest?
Arsenal can just keep passing it round and keeping the possession, wearing our front line out. And at the end of the day, Forest aren't actually pressing. They're not. There's no intensity to it. Arsenal just play around them. Again, the ball goes into the okay. But also, there's no way of actually being able to get anybody in behind because the best quick play that Forest have got on the pitch is actually down the middle.
Mm. Well, here comes Ayana now. He plays the ball into the middle of the park, looking for Danilo. It's back to Ayana. Let's see what he can do. He's in a very advanced position, is Ayana, but he's dispossessed there, and Ben White just drops the ball back to Aaron Ramsdale. It's cleared forward, headed on by Joe Worrell. Attempted to be flicked on by Ryan Yates, but Arsenal win the ball in midfield. The referee allows the game to go on. There may have been a foul on Declan Rice there, but here's Odegaard. Gives it to Kai Havertz. Havertz, and it's back with Thomas Partey. Partey back to Ben White. It's just over the halfway line, and it gives it to Odegaard, and Odegaard just runs into him. And here is Aurier. Aurier plays the ball forward. It comes off the backside of Brennan Johnson, and Steve Cooper. He looks very perplexed there. He looks also a little bit shell-shocked, if I may say so. But the Forest fans also looking equally bemused right now. Was you expecting this, Luke? Was this something you was expecting, or was you expecting a different approach for Nottingham Forest today?
I was expecting the low block as soon as the back five came out on the team sheet, and it's kind of what we've been doing most of pre-season. The 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 trouble is we need to know when to change it, when to change the shape, when to get Johnson back out onto the right hand side to try and get in behind Timber. And at the minute, all I can see is we're maintaining the same formation we've had for the majority of the game, and I mean, we're getting a bit more of the ball now, but yeah, maybe.
Well, here come Forest again now, and it's Danilo. Danilo plays the ball forward. Chasing this one is Aurier. Aurier tries to cross the ball in. Aaron Ramsdale just plucks it out the air, and Arsenal can start again. And here is it's Thomas Partey here. So 5 attempts now, 2 on target by Arsenal, of course, with the two goals. Excuse me. Here's Ben White, and he just gives it to William Saliba, and it is 2-0 to the Gunners at the moment, as here's Declan Rice drops the ball back to Timmer. Timmer gives the ball to William Saliba. And it's down here now with Ben White just before the halfway line. Ben White plays the ball to Bukayo Saka, scorer of that amazing second goal. Saka just drops the ball to Declan Rice. Declan Rice to Kai Havertz. Havertz finds Martinelli. Martinelli now attacking Serge Aurier, but he just drops the ball back. And Arsenal again, just so patient with their build-up. They're not trying to drive through the Nottingham Forest defence. They're just playing the ball around and picking out the holes as they see it. Here's Bukayo Saka. And the ball is picked up by Declan Rice, just inside the Forest half of the field. He gives the ball to Timmer. Timmer over on the far side, and now Martinelli. Martinelli getting inside the penalty area, and Ketier's there. Oh, he's not able to reach it, but it goes right across to Bukayo Saka, who picks the ball up. He pulls the ball back to Ben White, back to Odegaard. Nottingham Forest want to be careful. They don't want to give Odegaard too much space around the penalty area. Odegaard plays the ball to Ben White. Back to Odegaard on the edge of the penalty area. He tries to slip the ball through to Nketiah. Oh, fine challenge by Willy Bolly. Oh, that's a superb challenge there. Again, Eddie Nketiah just getting inside the Arsenal defense, the Nottingham Forest defense. But a great challenge by Willy Bolly, Luke.
Yeah, he had to make that tackle because Nketiah was through on goal, more or less. The issue I have with the Aurier ball into the box is, just going back to an earlier move, is the fact that you're playing the ball in the air to Brandon Johnson. We've not got Chris Wood or Tabor in the box. We've got Brennan Johnson in the box. Let that sink in. You're not going to win many aerial battles with Brennan Johnson up front. You've got to be
But
smart. You've done better to retain the ball there and played it back towards the edge of the box.
yeah, I think you're right, and I think at this point, Luke, do you see Tawo making an appearance, perhaps as a halftime substitution?
I could see it being a toss up between Taiwo or a Chris Wood. Just get somebody up there, like literally anybody up there. Like at this point, we need a focal point because the ball just keeps coming straight back, and straight back.
Mm. Well, it's going to be a free kick to Nottingham Forest inside the centre circle. And
How high that line is.
yeah, it's a high line by Forest. It's sorry, by Arsenal. It's Ayana who's going to take the free kick. It's launched long, and well, Timmer just leaves it. It's just kept in play just about, but Saliba helps there. That was, as you said, Luke. That was a very high line by Arsenal, but sometimes it works, and um, Arsenal breaking forward now, and here's Kai Havertz. Havertz just drops it back to Thomas Partey. Partey to Odegaard now. The dangerous Martin Odegaard. Oh, he tries to play the ball through there to Martinelli, but now maybe Forest can break. No, it's intercepted and is a foul and a free kick as Michael Oliver blows his whistle. And Michael Oliver is not refereeing with a smile on his face, Luke, is he?
No, he really isn't. But again, there's no physicality there. Like Gibbs White tried to play it over to Johnson, and all right, he was fouled, but there was no physicality in the next breath. You've got to at least be a little bit more like get into him a little bit. Like all right, with Forest 2-0 down, but end of the day, it's only 2-0. 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. If you get the next goal, you're right in the game again.
Yep, that's absolutely true. This game is by far from over, and here's Kai Havertz. Plays the ball over the halfway line, and Odegaard there, and Ayana just heads it back to Matt Turner. Luke, I just want to touch on Ayana. I've actually been quite impressed with him in this first half. What's your opinions on him? Actually, before you do that, here goes Morgan Gibbs White. Morgan Gibbs White plays the ball forward. He's looking through for Brennan Johnson, and Arsenal defensively deal with that with William Saliba. Brennan Johnson closes down Declan Rice, but it goes behind for a goal kick. I'm sorry, Luke, if you want to just go back to the point I was going to ask you about on Ayana, how do you feel about his league debut so far?
I think he's been one of the better players for Forest on the pitch. He's managed to get close to Saka um, on numerous occasions and has stopped what would have been some really decent balls into the Forest box. That strengthens my point, though, the Gibbs White run. If Gibbs White can do that one side, Johnson does that the other side. You just need somebody through the middle. Like, come on, you can see you can get behind Arsenal if you run at him with the ball. You've just got to actually have the ball and have the players to do it.
Well, we've got 3 minutes to go till half time, and goodness knows whatever injury time is going to be added on, given some of these new regulations and what we've seen in the Football League. The ball is long, looking for Saka. Good work again by Ayana, who's, as Luke mentioned, has marshaled Bukayo Saka really quite well. Ben White with the throw in and almost level with the Nottingham Forest penalty area. Ben White just throws the ball back to Saliba. Saliba plays the ball across to Declan Rice. Declan Rice. And he gives the ball to Kai Havertz. Havertz, a disappointing ball there, was looking for Martinelli, but good work by Martinelli to win it back. And he plays the ball to Bukayo Saka inside the penalty area now. What can he do, Saka? Oh, he's going to cut across and he pulls it back to Partey, back to Saka, who drops it to Odegaard. Odegaard in such a dangerous position here. We've seen him score from there so many times. He gives it to Ben White, pulled across the penalty area, but a disappointing ball by Ben White and cleared away. And Arsenal will have to start again. Again, Arsenal threatening Luke. Is a third goal coming?
Potentially. I mean, Arsenal have been top class this first half. They've passed it round. They've scored two brilliant goals, and to be honest, you just have to admire the way they control the ball.
Here's Bukayo Saka now. And he gives the ball to Rice. Rice with a shot and good save by Matt Turner. He gets across and makes the save. Really, the goals have really been nothing that Matt Turner can do about either of the goals, but they've really only been the two shots that he's faced on goal, apart from that one. But he gets down well and makes a comfortable save there, does Matt Turner. As we approach 1 minute to go, in this first half. And The ball is played forward, and just bringing that under control is Timmer, and he slips the ball to Martin Odegaard. Arsenal's passing has been superb. Odegaard tries to slip the ball through there to Eddie Nketiah, but good work defensively by Joe Worrell. And here is Yates. Yates drops the ball to Aurier. Aurier, well, he's looking for Danilo, but that's a comfortable interception by his compatriot Martinelli, and the ball goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in. And it's now back with Declan Rice. So we're going to see how much stoppage time Darren Bond is going to add on at the end of the first half. It's almost worth making a bet about, Luke, isn't it, really? The stoppage time that we've seen at the end of games, certainly in the Football League last week. We're going to see what we're going to see in the Premier League this season, I suppose. Bukayo Saka gives the ball to Nketiah. Saka just and Nketiah gets the ball back, and Martinelli trying to get to win it back, but Bolly clears. Ayana now just clears the ball to Brennan Johnson. Johnson turns, gives the ball to Willy Bolly over the halfway line, but he's dispossessed comfortably by Martinelli. And Timmer now just goes back. We have 3 minutes stoppage time at the end of this first half. This delayed match, 30 minutes delayed because there was ticket trouble at Ashburton Grove, and it caused an awful lot of chaos getting the crowd into the game. Not what you want in your opening home game of the season. And here's Nketiah. He just drops it back. And here's Declan Rice now inside the centre circle. He plays it long on the far side to Bukayo Saka, who impressive second goal gave Arsenal the 2-goal lead. And, well, it's been an outstanding first half, really. In my opinion, I think we've seen some, as Luke mentioned earlier, we really have seen some fantastic performances by Arsenal in this first half. Here's Thomas Partey. Partey gives the ball out to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka. He's got overlapping of Ben White. He chooses to give the ball to Odegaard. Odegaard back heels it looking for Ben White, but McKenna was all over that and he clears the ball. And just Morgan Gibbs White then loses the ball, is dispossessed. Thomas Partey. And Arsenal continue to pile on the pressure. And it's over on the far side to Martinelli. Good work by Willy Bolly. Just intercepts that now. And now can Nottingham Forest break? But Martinelli wins the ball back. And this is something else about this Arsenal team. They just chase everything down. And when they lose the ball, they fight to win it back. They chase those down. They don't just give up. And this has been an impressive performance in this first half. Here's Kai Havertz. Bukayo Saka. And he gives the ball back to White. And it's out on the far side there to Rice. Rice gives the ball to Martinelli. Last minute of stoppage time. Here's Eddie Nketiah. Good work by Ryan Yates, so wins the ball back. But Thomas Partey intercepts and wins the ball back for Arsenal. Here's Timmer. Tries to find Kai Havertz. Intercepted that time by the number 5 for Forest, Orel Mangala. But there's a foul on Johnson, and we are going to have a free kick. I think we're going to have another yellow card, and I think it's going to be waved in the face of Kai Havertz. Let's have a look. Actually, no, it's going to be Timmer who's going to get that yellow card. Justified in your mind, Luke?
Yeah, but it looks like Timber's come off worse.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's still down, that's right. And
Just go back to a couple of moves though on Forest. The fact is, they need to be braver on the ball. They've given the ball away so much, and when you've not had the ball enough, giving it away against teams that can just pass you to death is criminal.
Well, this is the way it's been said. As we look again at that fantastic strike by Saka, my goodness me, what on earth do you do with that?
Absolutely
And
nothing. Just fish it out your net and clap.
well, well,
I have no
Timber.
I have no criticism with conceding that goal. Like that is absolutely unreal.
Oh, it's true. It's one of them, isn't it? That you just it's fine quality. And it's already a contender in the first week of the Premier League season. It's already a contender for goal of the season. Timber is still down. He was attempting to get onto his feet, but he's still down. I think what we're going to do here in just a moment is I'm going to go through some of these other scores, because we have, of course, the women's World Cup game going on, and we'll go through those scores with you in just a moment. And there's a player's on his feet now, and we're just waiting to see exactly. He's on his feet now, but we don't know whether he's going to make us. Is going to go off at this point. We'll just try to figure that out for you in a moment.
They'll probably try to get him through to half time, and then if he needs to come off, take him off at half time. That'd be what makes sense.
Well, I'm gonna try to figure that out here. At the moment, Timmer is just going off. That means, of course, we're gonna have a few more minutes of stoppage time. The game gets back underway, and it's but all the way back through to Aaron Ramsdale. It was a disappointing free kick in the end, and it's back underway now with Declan Rice. Declan Rice. He just flicks the ball to Thomas Partey. And just so you know, England's women have overcome Colombia in the quarterfinal of the Women's World Cup. Russo got the winning goal on 63 minutes to send the Lionesses through to the semi-final of the World Cup, where they will take on Australia. And here's William Saliba, and that's it. The referee has blown for half time, and it's Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Goals from Eddie Nketiah on 26 minutes and Bukayo Saka on 32 minutes. Just before you go take a break, Luke, perhaps you just give us your thoughts on that first half.
Arsenal have been totally unreal. They've had majority of the possession. It's been a bit like pinball watching them just play it around between themselves. Forest have sat off and let them have it. And on the right hand side, we just get totally penetrated. The gap between Danilo and Aurier is basically unacceptable. You have to make sure to block the guy coming through. At least try and get it out for a corner, like Aina was doing on the other side all by himself. Once he got to Nketiah, you just knew it was going to be a goal. You just get that feeling on that side. As soon as it comes across, a player like Worrell is probably going to end up in the back of your own nets. Saka's goal was absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's the only time the left-hand sides look particularly fragile. Um, Again, Arsenal's had some other really good chances. Forest have had one chance from Johnson, which really should have gone across goal instead of going towards the near post. But nothing really of other sorts from Forest. We need to be a bit braver on the ball. But again, really good half, two really good goals, and I'm looking forward to the second half.
All right, thank you very much, Luke. Why don't you go grab yourself a cup of tea? I am just going to run through some scores with you before we take a short break. And starting with the Premier League, the matches this afternoon are Bournemouth versus West Ham, Brighton and Hove Albion versus Luton Town, Everton versus Fulham, Sheffield United versus Crystal Palace, and the evening game is Newcastle United versus Aston Villa. And what we're going to do now, we're going to take a short break just to remind you again that England's women are through to the semi-final of the World Cup with a 2-1 victory over Colombia today. So we are going to take a short break, and we are going to be back after the break. Half time here, it's Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 0. Welcome back to the second half coverage hit from Ashburton Grove as both sets of teams now making their way back onto the pitch. And it is 2-0 to Arsenal. Goals from Eddie Nketiah on 26 minutes and a wonder strike from Bukayo Saka on 32 minutes. Hardly surprising. I don't see any changes from the Arsenal side of things. As for Nottingham Forest, I'm not seeing anything there yet. Are you surprised by that, Luke?
Hmm, no, Cooper's probably going to give Forest about 15-20 minutes to sort themselves out, or then they'll start looking at changes. I think, to be honest, would you have expected Forest to go to Arsenal and not be 2-0 down in the first half? Probably not.
Hmm. All right. Well, the second half is about to get underway, and it's Arsenal who are going to be attacking the goal to our left in this second half. Just run you through the lineups. There's been no changes by either side at half time. So for Arsenal, it's Aaron Ramsdale in goal, Justin Timmer, William Saliba, Ben White, Thomas Partey, Kai Havertz, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Martinelli, Eddie Nketiah, and Bukayo Saka. For Nottingham Forest, it's Matt Turner, Scott McKenna, Joe Worrell, Willy Bolly, Ola Ayana, Orel Mangala, Ryan Yates, Serge Aurier, Morgan Gibbs-White, Brennan Johnson, and Danilo. And the throw-in is taken quickly, and it's all the way back to William Saliba inside his own half. And he goes back to Aaron Ramsdale as Arsenal now can maintain possession and pick their moments for attack. The ball is played over onto the far side to Ben White. White just drops it back for Saliba. Saliba gives the ball to White again as Arsenal continue to maintain possession. Looking at the statistics for possession at half time, 88% in favour of Arsenal, which is a stunningly mind boggling statistic. Is Bukayo Saka gives it to Thomas Partey now. Partey just drops it back to Timmer. Timmer gives it to Declan Rice. Declan Rice is under pressure there, and the ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw into Nottingham Forest, and it looked like it was McKenna over there trying to challenge Declan Rice. It's determined that it was a foul on McKenna, and it's going to be a free kick to Nottingham Forest. Looking at another statistic, 18 touches in the opposition box for Arsenal, only 3 for Nottingham Forest, tells the story as well. The free kick is taken long, but Martinelli now comes away with it for Arsenal. And there's Eddie Nketiah who gives the ball away, but there is a foul on Gabriel Martinelli, and it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. Looks like, let's have a look on who the challenge on Martinelli here. Yes, it's Willy Bolly on Martinelli, I think. Let's take a look.
Yeah, yeah. Willy Bolly says, "You shall not pass." Just
Yeah, yeah. It's a big man, Willy Bolly. I wouldn't want to bump into him either. And Martinelli felt the full force of Willy Bolly there. And here's Odegaard, and it's cleared away there by Aurier, and it's back now with Timmer, and Timmer pulls up, and immediately the referee calls the physio onto the pitch, and it looks like a substitution is going to be made here because that actually looked like he pulled up with a hamstring there, Luke.
yeah, it does not look good for Timber, but then again, he didn't look great for him at the end of the first half either. So maybe he just aggravated what he aggravated in the first half. He's just done it again. Oh dear. Oh, that's not good at all. It's the way he was stepping and oh, it's a turn. It's a turn with the ball. Ooh, that looks painful for Timber. And it's in his, yeah, like at the back of his knee, hamstring. Yeah, I can't see him continuing.
Well, there is action on the Arsenal bench now, and Takahiro Tomiyasu is preparing himself to come on. And Timmer, now we can only hope that that is not going to be a serious long-term injury. You never want to see players, picking up this kind of long-term injury. And just look again at a late challenge there by Timmer from when that happened in the first half. And it's probably there because there's a connection with Timmer's knee, and there could have been some damage there, Luke. And I'm not a doctor or a physiotherapist, and neither are you. But you hope that that is not going to be anything long term, and that he recovers very soon.
Yeah, I feel for the lad because he's only just come into Arsenal, but I think if you're gonna make a challenge like that, you're putting strain on your body in in the first half, and then if it's already strained, then doing the action he did to try and turn for the ball, then probably just aggravated it even more. I was surprised he came out for the second half, to be fair, because he did not look good at the end of the first half.
Mm. Well, the substitute Takahiro Tomiyasu is now on the field, and Timmer is going off, and this is the first change made by Arsenal, forced upon Mikel Arteta. I assume that they did look over him at half time, Luke, and perhaps they determined that he was okay for the second half. Um, Sometimes I suppose these things are difficult to spot.
Well,
Well, the ball is given back to Arsenal by Ryan Yates. He plays the ball long, straight through to Aaron Ramsdale in the Arsenal goal. And Ramsdale just picks the ball up now and throws it across there to Thomas Partey, and it's picked up by Kai Havertz, and Havertz just sets Eddie Nketiah on his way. Now across there with him is Joe Worrell. It's back to Bukayo Saka, who gives it to Odegaard. Odegaard down this side gives it to Martinelli. Martinelli pulled back to the edge of the penalty area there to Tomiyasu with a strike, and it's not really the greatest effort by Takahiro Tomiyasu. The ball is cleared quickly by Turner, and here's Morgan Gibbs White. White is on the edge of the penalty area. Oh, his pass is comfortably, well, not really comfortably, but well intercepted by Thomas Partey. And he just drops it back there, and there's Declan Rice, gives it to Partey, and that Nottingham Forest attack breaks down. Going forward, Luke, Nottingham Forest, how do you feel about the way that they've gone forward today? Do you think they're lacking in creativity?
lacking of a focal point and struggling to hold the ball up, and then not holding it for long enough to wait for a player to actually come for any kind of supporting role. And he's just a little bit kind of slow, lethargic. I just, I don't know. There's something very kind of suspiciously about the way that Forest are playing this game. I mean, all right, we're away at Arsenal. We're probably not trying to get absolutely pumped, but at the same time, you've got to at least have some kind of attacking spells, and we just haven't really looked like creating anything because there's nobody really to aim at.
Well, here's Martinelli now as Arsenal come forward again. It's Thomas Partey. Arsenal's passing has been scarily accurate throughout this game so far. Here is Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka cuts inside the defence, and a good challenge by Ayana. He makes an excellent recovery after Bukayo Saka had just thought he got past Ayana, and it's excellent challenge, great recovery. And now Nottingham Forest can move forward, and it's looking for Brennan Johnson, but it's hacked away there that time by Timmer. And the ball is out on this side now to Martinelli. Martinelli drops the ball back to Timmer. Again, a rough challenge, this time by Serge Aurier. Martinelli's complaining at Michael Oliver. But the game continues. It's Ben White, and it's Martin Odegaard. Odegaard now just trying to turn away from Ryan Yates, and he tried to find Kai Havertz, and Kai Havertz is dispossessed, but the ball is run out of play by McKenna, and it's going to be a throw-in to Arsenal. It's 2-0 to the Gunners. Ashburton Grove, we've had 8 minutes gone in the second half, and here is Declan Rice. It's been a very one-sided affair this so far. And here is William Saliba. And Saliba just finds Declan Rice, and he plays the ball all the way across to Ben White, who now gives it to Bukayo Saka. Saka just plays the ball to Odegaard, and Odegaard again. It's to Takahiro Tomiyasu. He gives the ball to Martinelli. Martinelli just drops the ball back to Tomiyasu, and you can see here Tomiyasu again has the balls. Arsenal have just maintained possession so well in this game. It's a long ball by Tomiyasu, but it's just a bit too far away from Gabriel Martinelli. And now Matt Turner and Nottingham Forest tries to come away, but there is a foul there and a free kick. Foul on Mangala there, and the free kick will be taken quickly by Nottingham Forest. Here's Bolly. And Bolly plays the ball forward. He's looking for the run of Brennan Johnson, but cutting well at the back there is Saliba. He maybe played the pass back to Ramsdale. That's a little bit too much on that, and Ramsdale just miscues that clearance, and it ends up going out for a throw-in to Nottingham Forest, very close to the corner flag. And it's going over to take it on the far side. It was Ayana who is, yes, it's Ayana that's going over to take it. It's about 2 or 3 yards from the corner flag. Actually, probably more level with the Arsenal 6-yard box as the Arsenal fans rejoicing at the moment. Ayana, is he going to try the long one? He does. Oh, he gets some distance on that. And it's headed into the air by Kai Havertz, headed back into the penalty area. Here's a chance and a turn by Johnson. Good save by Ramsdale. Well, it's Nottingham Forest's first real attempt on goal, and it's come after 55 minutes. Let's just take a look at this again. The header on, and Yates may have been in. It was actually Yates, and I think he was in an offside position anyway. It was a good save by Ramsdale. He wouldn't have known, but first real sight to attempt on goal, Luke.
Yeah, good throw from Aina, and the header into the box was also decent, but the players didn't hold the run. Again, good turn by Yates and a good hit, but again, you need to stay on side.
Yes, Yates just straight into an offside position there and taking that shot. Here's Thomas Partey. Partey plays the ball across on the far side to Ben White. White finds Bukayo Saka, who's once again, Ayana is closing him down and gets an interception on that. It's going to be a throw into Arsenal. It's going to be taken quickly. And it's now with Saliba. Saliba gives it to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu, the substitute, on for the injured Justin Timmer. Jussian Timmer, I should say. And here is Declan Rice. And Partey plays the ball long, and it's a long pass, but it's just through to no one in particular. And Matt Turner is just able to come out and take that. But the dominance in possession has continued into this second half. We're not too far away from the hour mark, Luke. At this point, when does Steve Cooper make a change?
70 minutes at this point, like, is what he usually does in seasons. Puts players on 70 minutes, try and influence it. If you concede another goal, he might end up changing it, but yeah, he's not very quick to make changes. And we're actually growing into the game anyway.
Well, here's Bolly now. And it found Serge Aurier. Aurier, long pass, and chasing that is Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson's fairly quick, but not that quick. Aaron Ramsdale comes out and takes that quite comfortably. And it's now with Declan Rice. And he gives the ball to Thomas Partey, midway inside the Arsenal half of the field. Thomas Partey. And it's just given there to Saliba, and Saliba gives the ball to Ben White. And we've almost at the hour mark, as I mentioned. It's 2-0 to Arsenal. You're listening to Alternative Commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Commentary Services is the official player of the match sponsor on the Hub. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports and Storm FM. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Commentary Hub. And it goes back to Matt Turner. And Matt Turner just released the ball to Willy Bolly. And Bolly has got Worrell, the captain there, and he plays the ball forward, just trying to turn now is Morgan Gibbs-White, but Arsenal intercept once again and win the ball back with Kai Havertz. Declan Rice now gives the ball to Thomas Partey, and just a reminder, Luke, it falls upon you, my friend, to choose a player of the match today. And you'll be wanting to get your thinking cap on very, very soon. And give us your thoughts on that player of the match. I'll ask you for that in a little bit later on. So here's Tomiyasu. And it's given now to Declan Rice. Declan Rice. He's got some options in front of him. Finds Havertz and drops it back to Partey. Partey gives it to Ben White. He plays it across to Bukayo Saka. Saka now, he's got two players in front of him and he decides to give the ball to Kai Havertz. Havertz drops it back to Bukayo Saka. Or Saka's ball attempted to find Odegaard, but Ryan Yates intercepts. But Yates is dispossessed by Odegaard and Arsenal have the ball back as once again Nottingham Forest give the ball away. And here is Declan Rice. Declan Rice gives the ball to Eddie Nketiah. Good challenge that time by Serge Aurier. It's going to be a throw-in to Arsenal. And it's given to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu drops the ball to Saliba. Saliba finds Kai Havertz. And here's Odegaard. Odegaard fouled that time by Joe Worrell, and it'll be a free kick. It's taken quickly. He gives it to Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka plays the ball across to Kai Havertz. Can he turn? He gives the ball to Declan Rice. Declan Rice down to Martinelli inside the penalty area. Martinelli tries to cut inside. Good work between Worrell and between Bolly and Danilo, and that is cleared away. And it's picked up by Tomiyasu, but in clearing it away, it's just handing the ball back to Arsenal. And here is Thomas Partey. And at this point, Luke, what do Nottingham Forest have to do to get some possession of the ball? They seem to be giving the ball away cheaply in a lot of cases.
What a focal point up front. Like, there's nobody to aim at. You're aiming at Johnson and Gibbs White. That's only going to work if you go down the sides.
Here's Bolly now. He gives the ball to Mangala. Mangala plays the ball forward and he's chasing Morgan Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White gets there just before Saliba. And he just turns back to try to hold possession up for a while, does Gibbs-White. Gives the ball to McKenna and Gibbs-White gets the ball back. Oh, it's an excellent ball out on the far side. And it's picked up there by Aurier. Aurier drops it back to Danilo. Danilo to Bolly. And here's Yates. Yates just plays the ball to Johnson. Johnson just drops the ball back to Willy Bolly. And he gives the ball to Danilo and Ryan Yates. Back to Bolly. This is the longest that Nottingham Forest have had possession for the whole game. And it's over out onto the far side there now. And just attacking that is Ayana. Ayana just drops the ball back here to Morgan Gibbs-White, but he's dispossessed. And now Arsenal can come away with Nketiah. And Nketiah is fouled by Morgan Gibbs-White. It's going to be a free kick. Well, Luke, that really was the longest spell of possession for the entire game, it has to be said.
Yeah, and it came from Gibbs White not looking forward, but turning back, returning the ball, and then just laying the ball back inside and keeping the ball ticking over until you get somebody that can hold the ball up front. That's the best way that you can really go about it.
Well, Bukayo Saka gives the ball there to Kai Havertz. Havertz gives it to Odegaard. Back to Saka on the edge of the Nottingham Forest penalty area, out on the right-hand side. Here's Bukayo Saka. Martin Odegaard comes back to Declan Rice there. I think it was Declan Rice. Actually, no, it was Kai Havertz, and it's going to be a free kick to Nottingham Forest anyway for a foul by Saliba. And you'll see here, Saliba just on Brennan Johnson there. Just muscling him to the ground. That was a clear free kick. No additional action taken by Michael Oliver. And it's going to be the free kick, though, for Nottingham Forest as they move men forward in an attempt to try to get back into this game. If they can get the next goal, well, it really is on again, really. But we'll see whether that happens. The free kick is going to be taken by Mangala. It's
Mm.
long. And up there goes Willy Bolly, and he heads it on. And Worrell tries to get the cross in, but it only goes into the side netting. And Worrell seems to have hurt himself clattering with that advertising hoarding. But Joe Worrell's a tough man, and he gets on his feet. But it will be the end result will be a goal kick to Arsenal as the Nottingham Forest fans um, trying to enjoy their afternoon in London. And Tomiyasu plays the ball back to Saliba. Saliba gives the ball to Declan Rice. Declan Rice down this near side to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu gives the ball back to Declan Rice under the challenge from Serge Aurier. He gets a free kick. And it's Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 0. 65 minutes gone. At the moment, there is some chatting going on the bench. There, and it looks like I just wonder whether we're going to see some changes in the Nottingham Forest team at the moment. Steve Cooper still musing over his options at this time. Here is Declan Rice. He plays the ball forward. Serge Aurier is going to. Oh, Serge Aurier just gets. Oh, and well, just a little bit of unnecessariness going on there. Serge Aurier was barged down by Martinelli. It was an unnecessary challenge by Martinelli, really, and then gave him another shove. Not surprisingly, Serge Aurier gets up and reacts. Luke, a little bit of unnecessariness there.
Yeah, Uriah just needed to get up and get on with it. I don't really think there's a need for the shove back. Just move on. Like, if they want to start pushing us around, then let it happen. Let the referee give you the free kicks. There's no need to retaliate back. Retaliate on the pitch with the ball.
Well, the ball is played long now, and Brennan Johnson just again issues a shove of his own, but the free kick is given. He looks a little bit shocked. I'm not exactly sure why. It was a blatant shove. So Arsenal get the free kick, and here is Ben White as Arsenal. Again, a rather unnecessary challenge by Brennan Johnson at that particular end of the field. There's just no need for it. Here's Tomiyasu, and he gives the ball to Ben White. Ben White slips the ball forward to Martin Odegaard. He's got space in front of him. Odegaard gives it to Bukayo Saka. Partey gives it to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu to Martinelli. Martinelli drops the ball back to Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu to oh yes, he's given the ball there to William Saliba and Thomas Partey now just over the halfway line as Arsenal continue to pass the ball around to tire the Nottingham Forest team out. It's played long into the box by Martinelli, but that's a comfortable piece of defending by Bolly, and it's now with Martinelli. Martinelli under pressure there, and good work by Ryan Yates. Just gets across, and the referee has he given a throw in? I can't imagine him giving a free kick for that. And now we are going to see Taiwo Awoniyi as he action on the Nottingham Forest bench as not surprisingly, Luke. I know we spoke about it in the first half. Taiwo Awoniyi readying himself to come on.
Yeah, and it also looks like Nico Williams might be coming on too, which is a bit more of a surprise. But um, yeah, I suppose putting Taylor one is going to make a bit more of a focal point. He'll hold the ball up, muscle people off the ball, and hopefully get the ball a bit further forward. But again, you've got to actually get the ball off this superbly Arsenal passing side, which is doing executing this yet again.
Yeah, they seem to be this. They've just been brilliant today of Arsenal just passing the ball around, and at the moment Nottingham Forest have no answers to this Arsenal play. It looks to me, I'll be honest with you, Luke. It looks like I'm watching Manchester City in the Arsenal colours today. This patient build up, this passing, this maintaining possession and penetrating defences. That's a good challenge by Ayana there on Bukayo Saka. I will say this: Ayana really has been the bright shining star for Nottingham Forest for me. He's really marshalled Bukayo Saka very, very well, and it's going to be another throw in. To Arsenal, which Thomas Partey will go over and take. And um, Thomas Partey there. It's almost level with the 6-yard box. Throws the ball into the box and it's picked up by Nketiah. Nketiah drops it back to Partey. And there's Odegaard with a shot, but it's blocked by Bolly. Um, and let's see whether Nottingham Forest can move forward. It's Serge Aurier. He slips the ball down on the far side there to Danilo. Danilo cuts inside. Danilo again. He plays the ball across to Gibbs White. Gibbs White just drops the ball back to Mangala. Over on the far side to Ayana. Ayana with a shot. Oh, and it just goes wide. I think Ramsdale had it covered, but that's an excellent build up by Nottingham Forest. That's a lot better, Luke.
A lot better with a breakaway. Don't really see why I had the shot there. Maybe oh, they deflect. Actually, it deflected.
They did, and we're going to get a corner. And with 20 minutes to go, it's Arsenal
I, ch-
2.
I, ch- I, ch- I changed my mind. Good decision to shoot. Good deflection.
Corner
So,
coming in now. And McKenna's in there, Worrell's in there, Aurier's in there, Bolly's in there, putting Arsenal defence under pressure in that 6-yard box. It's swung in, and it's going to be another corner after Tomiyasu gets on the end of that. And Nottingham Forest will have another go at this. It's swung in. It's just with the chest of Tomiyasu. A little bit unorthodox from that position, but good work by Tomiyasu there. And the corner is going to come in again, and it looks like it's Brennan Johnson going to whip it in once again into that 6-yard box. And it just escapes everybody, and it goes behind. I'm not sure if that comes off another Arsenal player. We're going to see that come in again. No, it's going to be a goal kick. Let's see it swung in there. Yes, it doesn't come off any Arsenal players. Just goes behind for a goal kick. But it was an
I
interesting
think
corner.
I think that second corner just flicked off Joe Worrell as it kind of fell down. So that's why it went out for a goal kick.
So Danilo is coming off for Taiwo Awonyi. And Williams is coming on. And we're just going to see the other guy that's gone off is. Just give
Ola
me one.
Aina.
Oh, Ola Aina. Oh, I'm surprised at that. Ola Aina. So
Mm,
Ola Aina is off, and so is Danilo, and they're replaced by Nico Williams and Taiwo Awonyi.
I'm not surprised with Aina going off because he hasn't played that much football. So he's probably just flagging a little bit at 70 minutes to stick Nico one down that side. Um, but again, I think Arsenal are executing the passing brilliantly, and it's now a different test for Saka.
Yes, I actually think Saka will be quite glad to see the back of Ayana. He hasn't got past him very often, and I think Ayana has really marshalled that side very well. I take your point though, Luke. If he's not played a lot in pre-season, so perhaps it's a good idea to rest him, bearing in mind Sheffield United coming up on Friday. Aaron Ramsdale tries to clear the ball, but it's blocked by Brennan Johnson, and it looks like he's winded him a little bit. But Aaron Ramsdale delayed a little bit there and taking that goal kick. Brennan Johnson threw himself at the ball there, and oh yeah, that's going to hurt. So you're listening to alternative commentary on the Commentary Hub YouTube channel. Commentary Services is the official player of the match sponsor on the hub. Commentary Services would like to thank our broadcasting partners for this season, JB Sports and Storm FM. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live One, and you can like our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Commentary Hub. That's my marketing duties done for the game. And there is an Arsenal substitution, and Eddie Nketiah is coming off his goal on 26 minutes. He is coming off, and he will be replaced by Leandro Trossard. And as we just look again at Eddie Nketiah's goal, it just took a deflection off Joe Worrell, which helped divert it past Matt Turner. But Eddie Nketiah opens his account for the season. And he's going off now, and Leandro Trossard is on. And so we have 18 minutes to go. And Taiwo Awonyi is on for Nottingham Forest, Luke. And Do you think he can maybe help make a difference? 10 goals last season, despite spending most of the season injured, is a significant return.
Well, certainly giving us that point up front, but got to get the ball off Arsenal first. Again, a decent run, and yeah, we'll have to see.
All right, so it's throw into Nottingham Forest, and the throw-in is going to be, I'm just not quite sure who it is over there that's taking it. It might be Nico Williams, and he has thrown it long. It's only found an Arsenal player, unfortunately. And a One-Yi up there, Brennan Johnson up there. Brennan Johnson goes down under the challenge from Partey, but the game goes on. A One-Yi brings the ball down, drops the ball to Brennan Johnson. And Johnson just runs the ball out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in. Morgan Gibbs-White complaining. He doesn't feel that that is a throw-in to Arsenal. And I have to be honest, it was right over on the far side. I can't be certain myself unless I can see a replay. There is Steve Cooper. What a magnificent job he has done at Nottingham Forest, getting them back into the Premier League and also keeping them up despite the rumours and the pressure about his job. He really has done a fantastic job at Nottingham Forest. Here's Ryan Yates. Yates gives the ball to Williams. Williams cuts inside, but Odegaard comes away with it now. Odegaard gives the ball to Thomas Partey. It's a long ball now, and chasing this one is Martinelli. Martinelli has got Serge Aurier with him. Good ball by Martinelli across to Odegaard. Odegaard down this near side to Kai Havertz. Havertz pulls the ball back to Declan Rice with a shot. It hits the outside of the post. It may have come off Matt Turner as well, but we'll just take a look at this. It comes back to the edge of the penalty area. Declan Rice with a shot. I think it kind of takes a deflection off Joe Worrell again, and it's a save by Matt Turner. And Luke, Arsenal come close again.
Good shot by Rice, deflected by Worrell, so Matt Turner had to nearly save an own goal there. But yeah, again, Matt Turner managed to get down well and tip it around for a corner.
Odegaard now will take this. We'll take this corner, and it's swung in, and it takes a deflection, and fortunately for Matt Turner, it lands very comfortably for him, and he throws the ball out quickly, looking for Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson down the right-hand side. He's got Bukayo Saka down there, who appears to have switched sides, and here is Ryan Yates. Yates slips the ball to Gibbs-White. Good ball by Gibbs-White, looking for Aurier. He's got space there as Serge Aurier now. Can he get the cross in? Oh, he delayed, and Bukayo Saka got a cross, and it will be a corner to Arsenal. Do you think he should have got that ball in a little earlier, Luke?
Yeah, Aurier probably should have got it in first time, but this is the probably best Forest have played in the whole game, to be honest. But then again, maybe that was their plan all along.
Well, it's going to be Morgan Gibbs-White with the corner. And again, a One-Yi up there. And he's a focal point. He's dangerous in the air. They've not piled the 6-yard box. It looks like it's going to be an outswinger by Morgan Gibbs-White. It is. And it's a header! Oh, and a good, comfortable save by Aaron Ramsdale in the end. The header came in. I think it was by Mangala, actually. And it just landed comfortably for Aaron Ramsdale. But a chance there, Luke.
Decent chance. I think it was Bolly that headed it towards Ramsdale, but again, nothing that really screams to you gonna score. So yeah, we Forest carry on.
Well, they've certainly improved in the last 10 to 15 minutes for sure. Here's Martin Odegaard, though, as Arsenal maintain possession. Bukayo Saka on his more familiar right-hand side. The pass is intercepted, though, and here's Morgan Gibbs-White. Attempts to pull away from Saka. Saka gets a touch on the ball, and it goes out of play. So it's going to be a throw in. And we just look at this again. And yes, it was Bolly. Um, oh yes, he just doesn't get a firm enough head on it, and it bounces off the arm of Declan Rice and comfortably landing for Aaron Ramsdale. Now, Brennan Johnson is down. Um, just trying to see what's going on there. As we approach 79 minutes gone in this game, and we're going to see another substitution for Nottingham Forest, and just trying to see who that is.
Alanga.
It's Alanga, and Brennan Johnson is going off. He's going to make the going to be the replacement, and Anthony Alanga will come on to make his league debut for Nottingham Forest following his move from Manchester United. And Johnson goes off. He's worked hard today, but chances have come at a premium for him as Alanga is now onto the field. We know that he can inject some pace into that Nottingham Forest attack, and the throw-in is taken quickly. It's forward, and it's picked up here by Odegaard, and Odegaard over the halfway line. He's just looking for options there. Oh, he was trying to play through Martinelli, but a good interception by Bolly. A yellow card has been flashed at somebody, at Mangala. Oh, and the ball breaks loose, and here's Saka. Saka in the penalty area. Oh, he's stopped. The free kick was taken quickly, but Michael Oliver hasn't allowed it. Oro Mangala gets the yellow card for holding Odegaard. Wasn't much in it, to be honest with you, Luke, but he made no attempt to get the ball, so I suppose the yellow card is accurate.
Yeah, just take the yellow card. It's fine. Like probably is in this day and age yellow cards. So
It's
yeah,
Odegaard. And Thomas Partey gives the ball again to Bukayo Saka. He's got Nico Williams in front of him now, a different challenge. It's crossed in, and here's a chance for Rice! And scrambling across his goal to make the save is Matt Turner. And, Rice had altogether too much space in the penalty area there. Let's take a look at this again. Yes, definitely Alanga did not get close enough to Declan Rice. Scrambling across it to make the save there is Matt Turner, and denying Arsenal a third goal. Odegaard now with the corner, and there's Havertz in there, there's Partey in there, there's Rice in there. They're crowding that 6-yard box, in it comes, and finally it's taken the ball away now. And here's Anthony Alanga. Can he put some speed into this move now? Anthony Alanga attacking the Arsenal penalty area. Alanga plays the ball across Awoniyi! It's 2-1! And Nottingham Forest are right back in this game! And Taiwo Awoniyi is the goal scorer. And Luke, your thoughts on that? What an effective substitution Anthony Alanga has turned out to be. The break, the pace, and Awoniyi's finish. Talk us through that goal.
when it starts with a Awoniyi in our own box, basically clearing the ball out, giving it to Alanga. Alanga used his pace to get behind Arsenal, puts the ball across, and Taiwo turns it in. At the end of the day, like I said, get some pace on, get it out wide, penetrate behind the line, put the ball across, somebody with a bit more of a focal point, goal. And a bit of poor defending from Arsenal, but again, I don't think they could really keep up. It's the only blemish they've really had all day, so I suppose I can deal with that.
There it is. It's Taiwo Awoniyi's goal, and that's his first goal of the season. And to be honest, it's not surprising seeing him come on and put the ball in the net. And now Forest moving forward again. With once again, it's Alanga. Finds Morgan Gibbs White, and he just blazes a ball over the crossbar. But it wasn't a million miles away. And since Alanga has come on, Luke, Nottingham Forest have looked much more of an attacking threat.
Oh, absolutely. Again, not real great defending from Arsenal. Didn't really track the run, and but again, we see Forest have seemed to have found their attacking edge all of a sudden.
Yes, indeed they have, and Anthony Alanga down that left-hand side, and now reacting very quickly. There's action on the Arsenal bench, and Gabriel is readying himself to come on now. And I just wonder whether they've anticipated the potential threat here. And it's picked up there by Leandro Trossard. He just kind of gives the ball away. And here's Nico Williams now, middle of the park, but it's won back by Trossard. Hard work there. And here's Martinelli. Well, we've got a game on our hands now, folks. And in about 4 minutes' time, Luke, I'm going to be asking you for your player of the match. Here's Martinelli under pressure. Picked up by Saka, who goes down. No free kicks as Michael Oliver. Partey hands the ball to, and here's an opportunity for Havertz from the pass from Odegaard, but it's a good challenge there, blocking Havertz's shot. It's back with Odegaard, and well, it's Arsenal now just maintaining possession. This goal really has put the cat amongst the pigeons. And Odegaard just drops the ball back, and it's picked up by William Saliba. Anthony Alanga just chasing everything. It's like the Duracell bunny right now. And here is the ball is played across, and here's a chance now for Tomiyasu. It's pulled back, and it's taken a deflection off Mangala, but the deflection is safe. It goes through to Matt Turner, and well. Alanga has just taken this game by the scruff of the neck, Luke.
Yeah, he's going to be a game changer. I mean, that run was absolutely brilliant. The two runs he's done so far, and yeah, not sure Arsenal can really cope with it.
All right, it's cleared downfield and headed on by Serge Aurier, and good work by Tomiyasu, just intercepting that pass there. And the Arsenal fans maybe just looking a little bit more concerned. Nottingham Forest fans quite buoyant. Gabriel is ready to come on now. And we're just going to see who it is who is coming off. And it's Gabriel Martinelli. So Mikel Arteta making a defensive change there. And Luke, does that make sense to you given this situation right now?
Yeah, absolutely. He's got into the back three, tried to match Forest up, and tried to plug the gap a little bit. But we'll
Well,
see if it works.
the throw-in is taken by Willy Bolly, and it's headed on by Mangala. Picked up there in the penalty area by Wanyi. And here's Ryan Yates cutting into the penalty area. He goes down. Nothing given, says Michael Oliver. We might want to have another look at that in a moment, but it's McKenna just gives the ball back to Matt Turner. And gonna giving the ball here now to Worrell. And it's back with Kai Havertz. And Havertz in the penalty area plays the ball across, and a deflection by Saka, but he's not able to turn the ball into the net. And Nottingham Forest can now break away. And over on the far side is Alanga, who's switched sides now. Alanga just cutting across. Oh, and it's a disappointing ball. Arsenal can now break away with Leandro Trossard. And it's found Willy Bolly. And in about 30 seconds, Luke, I'll be asking you for your player of the match. And we'll discuss that. And the player of the match is brought to you by Commentary Services. And we'll be announcing that very, very shortly. And right now, Nottingham Forest just at the moment just have the ball in the middle of the park. It's Mangala gives the ball back to Willy Bolly, and he gives the ball to Ryan Yates. Yates, intercepted by Martin Odegaard. Okay, Luke, do you want to tell me who your player of the match is today?
Bukayo Saka.
All right, and why do you choose Saka?
Really interested with it with battle with Ola Aina. I think he's been pretty influential, and that second goal definitely deserves being rewarded. Like that was brilliant.
Okay, so today's player of the match, as brought to you by Commentary Services, goes to Arsenal's number 7, Bukayo Saka. And right now, as we go into the last 90 seconds in this game, and whatever stoppage time the fourth official Darren Bond
Oh,
chooses to add, we'll continue and see. And it's Saka, our player of the match, there on the far side. He just hands the ball to Martin Odegaard. Odegaard plays the ball. Oh, that's a good interception by Williams. Good work by him. And now he brings the ball away, and he just finds Taiwo Awoniyi. He drops the ball back, and the ball is played long now. And chasing this one is Anthony Elanga, but good defending by Gabriel. It's picked up by Taiwo, and he just drops the ball back, but it's out of play. It appears to have taken a deflection. It looks like we're going to have another substitution. Uh, the referee has pointed towards the bench. I think that's what we're going to have. We're going to see Chris Wood and Chris Wood for Joe Worrell. Attacking substitution there. And these are the last two substitutes of the game. Also, we are going to see Chekaku Kiate and Malanga, Orel Malanga, Mangala, I should say, is coming off. So the two substitutions are coming off is Joe Worrell and Orel Malanga, and coming on is Chekaku Kuyate and Chris Wood. We'll see if Chris Wood can have any impact, but breaking away here now, that may be a handball, but in there now is a chance for Kai Havertz, and a fantastic piece of defending by Serge Aurier, chasing that one back, because Kai Havertz was in there, and you can see here the ball just bouncing around. Kai Havertz allowing himself, it was definitely suspicion of handball. I don't know about that, Luke. That looked like a clear handball to me. But it's going to be a corner at any rate, with the excellent challenge by Willy Bolly, and it's going to be Martin Odegaard with the corner. And it's swung in, headed out, only just out onto the touchline. It's going to be a throw in for Arsenal. 7 minutes to get something out of this game, Luke, for Forest.
yeah. I've I've been impressed with Arsenal and the way that Arsenal have played, and I think it'd take a lot for Forest to actually nick a point out of this. But I think, yeah, well, it's been a good game though. I've enjoyed it.
Well, it certainly has, and it's definitely been made interesting since Alanga has come on, and Awoniyi as well. Taiwo's goal, 10 last season. He's already scored this season. He's proven himself to be a very prolific striker at this level. Signed from Union Berlin, and that is a foul there by Saka on Nico Williams, and it's going to be a free kick to Nottingham Forest, which Matt Turner will take. As we approach 2 minutes gone in the 7 minutes stoppage time. And a yellow card has been issued to Ben White as well for that challenge. And the ball is launched long, looking for Havertz again, but it just goes through to Matt Turner, who releases it quickly to Kuyate. And Kuyate is the foul there by Bukayo Saka, and it's going to be another free kick. And Nottingham Forest again moving forward. Here's Bolly. He gives the ball to Ryan Yates. Yates, long ball over on the far side, but it just doesn't have the accuracy on it, really. It's headed on there, and Awoniyi just tries to bring the ball under control. Forest still have it with Ryan Yates, and he's dispossessed, and now breaking forward for Arsenal. Look at this, and here goes Leandro Trossard. Chekaku Kuyate is chasing him back with all his might, but here's Trossard. He plays the ball across to Odegaard. Odegaard with a shot, but it's blocked. Vital challenge there by Ryan Yates. And Serge Aurier is battling over there with Tomiyasu. It goes out of play, and it looks like it's going to be a throw into Arsenal. Well, we've got inside 4 minutes to go now, but of course it's 7 minutes minimum. There could be more added on if Michael Oliver chooses to do so. Tomiyasu with the throw-in, and it's a long one, and it's just picked up that down under the pressure. There is Kai Havertz, and it's going to be a free kick. We are approaching the top of the 3 o'clock hour, which means the rest of the games in the Premier League are going to be kicking off very shortly. Any one of those of special interest to you, Luke?
No, not really.
I must admit, I'm curious about Luton. Very curious about Luton, if I'm being honest. It might be interesting to see how they get on in the Premier League. Be a free kick to Arsenal, just a couple of yards, but from the touchline, and Trossard now has it. Trossard is dispossessed by Ryan Yates, who just hacks the ball clear. And across here is Alanga, and Alanga is fouled. It's going to be a free kick to Nottingham Forest. And this may be an opportunity to get Chris Wood in there, Taiwo Awoniyi in there, and see if Nottingham Forest can salvage a point from this game. And it is Morgan Gibbs-White who's going to take it. Awoniyi is in there, of course. Kouyaté is going up there. Bolly's going up there. All the big men. Chris Wood. Serge Aurier. Arsenal have held the line on the edge of the 18-yard box, which is smart defending, really. But we're going to see this one swing in, and it's going to be Morgan Gibbs-White. It's comes to the edge of the penalty area, and Kouyaté turns, gets a shot away, and it's way wide. And down now is just not quite sure who that is. We'll just take a look. Oh, it's Saka, I think. Yes, it's Saka that's down. He seemed to have a coming together with McKenna, and Saka is down at the moment. And he's up, just limping a little bit at the moment. Bukayo Saka. And the Arsenal fans celebrating. It's not over yet, but with about a minute and a half to go, Arsenal have defended very well. Since Gabriel has come on, they've also nullified a bit more that Nottingham Forest threat that had emerged from Anthony Alanga and Taiwo Awoniyi's substitution. Aaron Ramsdale, goal kick downfield. And it's up in the air there. And Ryan Yates just picks up the ball. Is he fouled? Referee Michael Oliver says yes, it's going to be a free kick. It's thrown straight to Matt Turner, who comes all the way from his goal to launch this ball forward. We are inside the last minute of stoppage time. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1. And it's going to be launched by Matt Turner. And it's long forward, just looking, it's headed down there, but nobody's there apart from Martin Odegaard. And he gives the ball to Leandro Trossard. Trossard dropped back to Tomiyasu, puts his foot through it. And going across to deal with that is Morgan Gibbs-White. And Morgan Gibbs-White, it does. Matt Turner just gets back into his goal. Just for a moment there, Luke, I thought that was going in.
You weren't the only one.
Well, Matt Turner was quick to react to it. And Serge Aurier gets a header. It's just headed on by Kouyaté. Not Brennan Johnson, sorry. That would be Ryan Yates. And here is Saka. Saka in the penalty area. Pulled back to Odegaard. He's so dangerous from there. Odegaard! Oh, it just narrowly goes just over the crossbar. Oh, you can't give Odegaard that time on the edge of the penalty area, Luke.
No, you really can't. You have to basically follow everybody until the whistle's gone. You can't give anybody space.
Well, that's very true. We've played 38 seconds additional time over the 7 minutes. Michael Oliver not looking at blowing his whistle yet. He is now, I think he's got the whistle in his mouth now. I think he's about ready to blow. He will do very shortly. It's long forward. Tomiyasu heads it and headed on again. Tomiyasu gets a header on there, and that's it. We did play an additional 1 minute, but it finishes full time here. A second half goal by Taiwo Awoniyi, the substitute. is not enough to get Forest back into this game. It was a much better second half by the Reds, but Arsenal run out winners 2-1 by goals from Nketiah on 26 minutes, Saka on 32, and one you responded 8 minutes from time. But Luke, let's get your final thoughts on this game, please.
Wow. Arsenal are going to be a team that are going to be very, very irritating for a lot of opposition to play against because you can just not get the ball off them. Some of that passing was absolutely brilliant. I mean, Nketiah is going to do a great job in Jesus' absence. I think, again, Martinelli and Saka are in for a brilliant season. I think Ramsdale didn't really have a lot to do in the game. As for
Mm.
Forest, I think first half sat way too deep. That low block is probably going to get picked apart by teams like Arsenal. Um, but at the end of the day, they came out, they had a good go in the second half, managed to get the goal from Taiwo. And if you'd have said to me before kickoff, 2-1 away to Arsenal, I'd have snapped your hand off. I mean, we weren't absolutely pumped. And it was a great game to watch. So, yeah, really enjoyed it.
All right. Well, I'm just going to run through some final scores before we wrap up here. There are no goals in the Premier League so far. Those games are about a minute or two old. Just to remind you, England's women are through to the semi-finals of the World Cup, where they will face Australia. They beat Colombia 2-1 today. In the earlier game in the Championship, Coventry City took on Middlesbrough and won the game 3-0. There are no goals in the Championship either as of yet. So at this point, I want to thank Luke Turton, my co-commentator. Thank you so much today, Luke. Pleasure working with you as always. I would like to thank you, the listeners, for joining us today. And final score at Ashburton Grove is Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Bye for now.